What's up, guys? Griffin here, coming back to you all with another video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about, of course, Google Ads. Specifically, what are negative keywords within Google Ads? We've all heard about, keywords, how important it is to get your keywords right and all that good stuff. And we'll do another video about that another time specifically. We'll probably even touch on it just briefly in today's video. But today's video focuses primarily on negative keywords. What are negative keywords and why they are very, very important. And in some cases, they can be more important than, your actual keywords themselves, because you have your standard keyword, right, that you put in here, if you're doing exact match, broad match, whatever the case may be. Of course, if you're setting broad match, you could show up for so many different searches and whatnot. And of course, there's going to be a bunch of them that you don't want to be showing up under. You don't want to be paying for those clicks because they're a waste of your money at the end of the day. So we're going to talk about that. And like I said, get into, how you can limit the amount of negative keywords that you're going to have based on, the quality of your actual keywords. So stay tuned for that. And then, of course, if you're new to the channel and tuning in for the first time, regardless if you own specifically, a pest control company, that's the type of company that I own. I don't own like a digital marketing agency or anything like that. I have nothing to sell you guys at the end of the day. But if you're just, a business owner looking to improve, your knowledge, of Google Ads through my experience, my own hundreds, if not now thousands of dollars. I know for a fact thousands at this point of dollars. Definitely consider hitting that subscribe button below and hitting the bell icon right beside it. That way you'll be notified every time we go live or upload another video. And while you're at it, after you see this video, if you want to catch up, we now have a playlist dedicated to Google Ads specifically. It's just the Google Ads series underneath my public playlist. Of course, we have our business growth. That's kind of, not just Google Ads, but, sometimes motivation, a lot of pest control stuff specifically for those of you that are into, pest control, growing, starting, pest control business. A lot of you guys know about that one. And then for those of you that are new as well and do have a pest control business specifically, we do have the Pest Control Entrepreneurs Facebook group that I literally just started this past month. We're up to about 20 members in there now, not nearly as much as what's in our Discord group chat. Which that's another group that's for everybody, not just pest control people specifically. We have chats in there about, financial freedom, stock market trading, entrepreneurship, all that good stuff in there. And there's over 225 members in there now. So just another, free network to be able to network with a bunch of like-minded individuals versus, having to pay for some of them. We don't charge, of course, for anything with this channel. With that, we'll just go ahead and hop right in to the whole point of the video. Enough of, quote unquote, pitching you all on groups and stuff. Like I said, we don't make any money off of it, but just trying to give you all different avenues of, how to network with people and stuff like that. And by the way, follow your boy on TikTok, by the way. We're trying to post more content on TikTok for those of you that are on TikTok more than YouTube. Once we hit 1,000 followers on there, they will let us do live streams on TikTok as well, which I think would benefit, not just, my channel over there, but you all as well, because I know a lot of you all like TikTok. A lot of you watch the TikTok lives, all of that. We're currently around 720 followers on there, so we got a couple hundred to go. Head over there. You can search me up, Griffin Thomas, MFCEO, same username as this channel, essentially. And now, finally, with all that nonsense, let's get into the nitty gritty. So what are negative keywords? So whenever you load up your Google Ads, you're going to see kind of this overview. Yours might look different, based on, the fact that you have no ads. More than likely, a lot of you probably aren't running an ad, or you just started running an ad. So yours is going to look different than mine, of course, but you're going to look overall similar in terms of what your homepage is going to look like. From there, essentially, of course, you can either create a new campaign, click on your ad groups. We're going to go over here to campaigns. And then from there, we are going to go over to our one and only ad we have running, our Pest Control 2023 ad. And then from there, I always like to get a look at, the last 7 days. So what this is showing right now, it's showing our click, our average cost per click. Instead of average cost per click, I personally like to look at CTR. I love looking at my CTR to click ratio. Anytime my CTR is outpacing my clicks, so you can see there, we had 4 clicks compared to, about a 6% CTR. That's pretty good. I'll take that all day. The average is somewhere around, last I checked, it was around like 2 or 3% to about 6%. So, we're at the upper end of that average. Whenever we made our biggest adjustments, going into last Wednesday, we were around 9%. like I mentioned in the previous video, Wednesday was a great day for us. We had like 3 or 4 leads come in. Only one of those clicks were junk clicks, essentially. Very good return on investment. And overall, we spent, $227 last week. So that's not too bad at all. But, we're not talking about necessarily costs. We'll talk about costs briefly whenever we talk about how negative keywords affect it. But as of now, all you all need to really know in terms of, cost to reward is, like I said, on Wednesday alone last week, we had 4 leads come in from the ad specifically. One of them we did close. I'm trying to think of the contract value off the top of my head. I want to say it was just a general pest control, so it was about a $500, $600 first year. So, from minus, not including our chemical costs and whatnot, we almost tripled this investment just off of one lead. So, and that doesn't include anything from yesterday as well, which I have not gone back to look yet, but we did have 4 clicks. I'm assuming at least 1 or 2 of the 3 or 4 leads we had yesterday probably came from this. Like I said, I need to go back there and track it. And we did get a sell yesterday, so we might have even actually done better than what I'm even telling you guys right now. But with that, we want to go in here, take a look at this ad. Actually, let's see. I want to go back, and what I want to do... Yes, there we go. So, as you see here, we're in our General Pest Control ad 2023. That's just what we named it, essentially, to, keep track of all the ads and all that good stuff. So you see down here, we scrolled down a little bit. Of course, at the top, you have, your metrics and whatnot that you can edit. And then you scroll down here just a little bit, and you can see, of course, they're showing you all of your keywords, how much you've spent on that keyword, what your CTR is per keyword. And you can see our CTR on a lot of these keywords. I mean, obviously our impressions are pretty low still. That's why, Google's, telling us, hey, this is low quality, this is low quality. I don't care. Like they're saying they're wanting to get you more impressions, because more impressions, more clicks, more money for Google ultimately. What we focus on, of course, specifically is the CTR. CTR on these search terms is amazing. I expect our CTR to start going through the roof. Not necessarily, 20% or anything, across all of them, but we have a couple that are still in the zeros, which will probably remove some of these keywords in all honesty. We'll probably get rid of, some redundant keywords essentially. And that'll help our CTR a little bit as well. I'm surprised that Pest Control Service is not picking up anything so far, but again, it's still early. We just made these massive edits, within the last week or so. So I'll keep tracking that specifically and give you guys updates, of course. And then right here, you see negative keywords. So look at also, just to put in perspective, we have about 10 to 30 keywords essentially. Look at all these negative keywords essentially. That's just for this ad, 196. So what happens is you're probably wondering, how did you come up with all these negative keywords, Griffin? Well, I didn't. I had, some basic ones, like obviously bat repellent. I don't want to show up for anything that I do not do, that I don't want the ad to be showing up for to begin with. But a lot of these, a lot of these, you're like, how do you come up with this? I did not come up with this. If we go back to our overview of the campaign, you can see here, these are the top searches where people saw your ads. And from there, you will click through this. You can do the all searches if you wish. And then you can literally go through here one by one and see, what was giving you the most impressions, what was getting clicks, how much was it costing you, all of that good stuff. This version of it, whenever you're looking at it from this standpoint, I don't really like to do. I like to do this once I'm actually going through and clicking them one by one to just, mark them all as a negative keyword. Usually what I will do first is, before I even go to this, I'll just stick on this page and I'll look at, okay, what did we pop under? What did we pop up under that I know right away we don't want to show up for? So home defense pest control, we don't want to show up for that. We have 3 useless impressions for that. We're going to add that as a negative keyword. This is where it can get tricky. So you have, okay, we're going to add it as a negative keyword. You have what campaign you're adding it to, which the cool thing is you can add it to a whole ad group. So say I don't want to show up for a home defense pest control company or whatever the phrase was over any ads, which I don't. I can go ahead and put this as, the whole ad group essentially. And it's going to also, of course, add it to this ad. This is where it can get tricky. So when it says match type, you have phrase match, broad match, exact match. Exact match is pretty much how it sounds. It's going to be relatively close to anything that does with home defense pest control, essentially. It could be pest control home defense, pest, home defense, control, whatever the case may be, but something really close to that search phrase. Then you have phrase match, which is, as you see right here, it'll no longer show for the phrase home defense pest control appears anywhere within the search with additional words before or after. So again, it's still relatively similar to exact match, but there could be some stuff before, after, etc. And then you have broad match. Broad match you are rarely ever going to use. That's just if the search, not just for negative keywords, but even your main keywords, I would never really suggest using broad match at all unless if you're strictly trying to drive traffic to a blog or something like that. For service businesses specifically, where we're looking to get leads, I don't suggest really using broad match at all. I've never met anyone, even marketing experts, that suggest using broad match for driving leads. Like I said, they'll usually suggest it for if you're trying to drive traffic to a blog post or to the website, but specifically for leads, you're rarely going to use this. Even, like I said, on the negative keyword side as well, because now you're saying, hey, I don't want to show up under the words in any order, home or defense or pest control. So you're pretty much saying, hey, I don't even want to show up under pest control. Hopefully that makes sense. And like it says here, tip, save the negative keyword if the search is, it tells you, go ahead and put them in as individual words in that case. So they're even telling you, I wouldn't necessarily use broad match. So like for this one here, I don't want to show up for this because Home Defense is an actual company down here. So I'm just going to put exact match. And as you can see, it'll put a bracket around it. And then boom, we save that. Simple as that. So, that keyword took longer because I was explaining to you all kind of the basics of how it works. From there, what we would just do is, just skim over this really quickly. I'm keeping bedbugs on here, but I'm thinking I'm probably going to delete that and make a separate bedbug ad at some point. So I'll probably do that at some point. Like I said, whenever I go through and delete some keywords, put in, new negative keywords, all that stuff. Because this is kind of a broad ad. It's $50 off pest control service. So technically bedbugs would apply to that. We welcome bedbug leads because they're, high ticket items. But I think it'd be better if we made a specific bedbug ad for sure. So we're probably going to make that edit this week as well. Other than that, you could go through here and, add a keyword if you want to. With that, you want to be careful because you don't want to start having what's called redundant keywords, meaning you're having repetitive keywords. You're going to, confuse Google's algorithm. So you want to be careful with that. Say you have a bunch of pest control stuff, but you don't have exterminator on there. Maybe you want to go ahead and add exterminator because that's obviously, a word that people will be searching. Let's see, we scroll through this here, bedbug removal, how to get rid of bedbugs fast. So yeah, pest and rodent control. So I don't want to pop up under that. It says it has been added as a keyword. Well, I want to add it as a negative keyword to this campaign specifically, but just the exact match. So again, simple as that. Local pest control, paste control. Some people can't spell. I know how it goes. Carpenter ants, we do want to show up under that. Let's see. All pest, that is so it's already been excluded. That's another company down here, All Pest. I think it's called like All Safe technically, but I believe there's All Pest as well. Anti-pest services. People come up with some strange, these are what people are literally searching too, guys. Like these aren't just random search terms that Google puts together. This is literally, top searches with words within the searches where people saw your ad. This is what people are literally typing in to their phone, their tablet, their laptop, whatever the case may be. Like these are actually search terms that people used essentially to find that, your business popped up under. See how many of us have done that, for example. You're typing on your phone really quickly. The A is right next to the S. How to get rid of bedbugga. Only one person did it so far, but it's funny to see that kind of stuff. But yeah, it shows you that this is literally coming right from what people are searching. So of course, we're popping up under all the towns that we're targeting, which is good. That's what we're aiming for. Yeah, we're getting to the point where this ad is really starting, same thing, OEST instead of P. Let's see. Yeah, this ad is really starting to get dialed in. So I don't really have many negative keywords yet to put on there. Like I said, I'll probably start, going in there and chopping out the bedbug searches to do that first. What I'll do, if you ever do this, by the way, say you're making a pivot to your ad, say, for me, for example, I was leaving the bedbug stuff in here. I even had bedbug related, terms in here. What I would do first and foremost is go in here and eliminate anything in terms of search terms, keywords that are talking about bedbug service. And I cannot seem to find any right now. Maybe I already took them off. But assuming, that you don't have, I could go in there and see if there's any more. But long story short, you're going to want to address the keyword first, get the keyword out of there, because if you have all of your things set to exact or phrase match where it's going to be really, really close to what you're searching for or wanting to pop up under, bedbug is not going to pop up to begin with in this example. Same thing, for whatever you all are trying to show up for. And then from there, you can worry about, okay, let's go in here and start adding some negative keywords, because it's a process. This stuff, especially when you're brand new, walking yourself through it that first time, it's not going to happen just, in the flick. Even for me, I have to make sure that I'm not missing anything. It takes me roughly, if I'm doing it, religiously every 2 days or so, it takes me about 15 minutes to 30 minutes maybe at the most to update an ad. And again, we try to make minor tweaks. At first, you're going to be tempted to really make some major tweaks, which sometimes can be positive, especially if you learned, like what I learned, where, hey, if I, go ahead and use the brackets to make the exact match, yeah, my cost per click is going to go up considerably, but my quality of clicks are going to be so much better, which we've talked about on this channel as well. And then, of course, you have all your other information down here where you can see we are, like, kicking ass right now. We're even going up against some of the big dogs, and, yeah, it's good to see. So, other than that, that's pretty much it for this video. Sweet, straight to the point, as much as I could, of course, trying to not go off track too much. But, yeah, as you can see, this has definitely benefited us. Like I said, our cost per click has definitely gone up. However, our quality clicks are much better. Our CTR, is slowly but surely steadily going up. Thursday, we had a low day for some reason, I noticed. I was considering starting to take Thursday off of our schedule, as our analytics are showing that Thursday doesn't really tend to be that great of a day for us in general. We get impressions, but just not a lot of clicks, which oddly enough, all the other days where we get the least amount of impressions, we get the more clicks out of them. Of course, that increases CTR, but it's very weird how that works. Monday definitely seems to be our best day of the week, Monday, Tuesday. And then, of course, as you go later through the week, it tends to be less from there. And we don't do Friday because we're not trying to schedule same day, next day services. If someone called us on Friday, we're not getting to them till Monday. A lot of times they're not going to like that. So, it's just a waste of ad money at that point. But I'll definitely keep you guys updated in terms of any moves we make on this ad, anything that, changes, if it benefits, hurts our ad, that kind of thing. And then, of course, we'll be coming out with another video next week specifically for the Google Ad series. We do multiple videos a week. We do a live Q&A as well every weekend for the channel. So like I said, if you're new to the channel and you learned a little bit from this video, one, smash that thumbs up button. It greatly helps the video and helps the channel. And if you're new, subscribe, hit the bell icon. That way you won't miss any future videos or live streams or anything like that. And then, like we mentioned, feel free to join our pest control group if you're a pest control entrepreneur or, inspiring entrepreneur. And definitely, hit us up in that Discord group chat. There's a couple hundred of us in there. Follow your boy on TikTok at Griffin Thomas MFCEO. But until next time, guys, keep on going out there, getting your money, multiplying your money, and achieving the financial freedom you and your family deserve. And I will see you guys in the next video or live stream. Take it easy, guys.